In 2002, the Pentagon dreamed of an all-seeing eye. They called it Total Information Awareness. The goal: to track every credit card swipe, every email, and every travel record on the planet. Congress was horrified. They killed the funding and told the public the project was dead. But they lied. They didn't kill TIA, they just realized they couldn't afford the electricity to run it and couldn't survive the political fallout. They needed a way to make us pay for the hardware. 1 year later, Palantir was born, funded by the CIA's venture arm and led by the same logic as TIA. But the bottleneck was always the compute. To monitor the world in real time, you need a planetary-scale computer. That's why they engineered the AGI bubble. By branding surveillance infrastructure as artificial intelligence, they convinced the world to build it. They convinced the world to build the world's most powerful computer on the private sector's dime. Look at the logic. Companies are spending billions on chips for data centers that won't even have power for 2 years. If they were actually building godlike intelligence, they'd wait for the newest chips. You don't buy a Ferrari to let it sit in a garage for 24 months. Unless the intelligence isn't the point. Think of an old AS400 server. It's not flashy, it's not smart, but it chunks along. It processes data forever without complaining. Once this AI bubble pops, these old chips will run the surveillance state perfectly. It's not a race for the future, it's a land grab for the infrastructure of the past. But who is paying for the build-out? Since 2025, Wall Street has used private credit to tap into the last bucket of gold, your retirement. Pensions and 401ks are being funneled into these massive data center projects. When the AI ROI fails to materialize, these companies will default. The pensions will be wiped out. But the hardware doesn't disappear. The buildings stay, the chips stay. This is the great liquidation. The data centers will be sold for nothing as distressed assets. And who has the cash to buy them? Google and Berkshire Hathaway. They will buy the compute power for pennies on the dollar. They become the utilities. And then Palantir, the software brain, finally plugs into the massive taxpayer-subsidized nervous system. TIA is reborn. They didn't need to pass a law to watch you. They just needed your retirement fund to build the cage.